So this slide, we're going to talk about precision medicine. I love precision medicine. I had a lot of fun researching precision medicine. I actually had a blast. And for me, it was kind of a personal journey, as I mentioned about my dad before. But I really did enjoy this. And I think I enjoyed this even more too because I am a fan of value-based care. So precision medicine and value-based care is, it's one and one. One helps the other. They work together greatly. So as technology advances and healthcare and treatment, it becomes more personalized, and that's when where precision medicine comes in. You And this is also a part. It's based in using a patient's specific genes. Like I said, when I picked CRISPR and precision medicine, I didn't know that they both had something to do with genes. But how this differs is they use a patient's genes, specific genome makeup to attack their tumors. A lot of precision, it's not just for cancer, but right now, a lot of precision medicine focuses on cancer. Precision medicine can also be used to treat rheumatoid arthritis. My goddaughter, Kaya, insert picture here. I don't know how to do that, but at the age, I remember when she became 4, she was just getting sick all the time. I mean, like, sick all the time. We were like in and out of the hospital. And Kaya, she was at 2, she had all this hair. She had this big afro. And she's just a yummy, juicy baby. I love yummy, juicy babies. And at the age of 2, going into 3, she developed alopecia. And her hair was just falling out into clumps. And alopecia is an autoimmune disease, but let's see how it all comes together. And when she was that young, a lot of kids weren't being diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. And so we were going to doctors. Everybody didn't know what was going on. She was having all these difficulties. And for 3.5 years, my baby, my Kai Kai, was in and out of the hospital, just in and out of the hospital. And we could not figure out what she wanted until one day we found this doctor. And because she was sick, we would always, like, if she needed something, she couldn't bend down to tie her shoelace. We were right there to tie it. She was having trouble coming down the stairs. We'll run and get her because we're like, oh, our baby's sick. We can't, like, overexert her or let her do anything that will cause her to even get even more sick. And what that did was it prevented us from seeing that in her, because she was, in her natural development that was happening. Her joints were swollen, her knees were swollen, everything was swollen. And Kai she couldn't bend to tie her shoelace. But we didn't know that. We didn't know that she had limited movement. And when she will come down the stairs and she'll start to limp, we were like, okay, we're running upstairs to get her because we don't want her limp. But that was a part of the swelling of the joints and all those things that were happening to her. And when we found her doctor, the doctor was like, Kai, tie your shoes. And she couldn't. We're like, why can't she tie her shoes? It's like, you've never noticed this before? But what we can do with precision medicine and those kind of things is, if that was used in her diagnosis and her care and uses her specific genotype and her makeup, we could have picked out that with her. And autoimmune disease such as alopecia will also lead into something like rheumatoid arthritis. And we wouldn't have 3 years of running around crazy trying to figure out what was wrong with our baby. That was a rough 3 years. Yeah, there was, oh, she has cancer. She has all these things. And it was simple. She had rheumatoid arthritis. Not simple. She's now 16, a healthy girl, bald head. But she's in remission, you know, she still has to take her steroids and everything. But if then I look back, I was like, if we had precision medicine for Kaya, this would have been, she would have been diagnosed in like 1, 2, 3, because, you know, it would be taken at the at her genotype, instead of all these other things that we use. And using similar mechanism, of attacking the disease vulnerable genes. So in seeing that, we could have seen what was going on in our genotype, and we could have attacked it. But and in that thing, when in attacking it, it weakens it and reduce symptoms of joint damage. So she wouldn't, in those 3 years, she didn't have any treatment. So she actually had significant joint damage too. You can see, if you look at her toes and her hands and things like that, and she's short for her age, because all of those things were affected in her natural development. So I like the idea of precision medicine, like I said, for my dad also, and his battle for, you know, against diabetes. And eventually diabetes became liver failure, you know, liver failure became a heart failure. And it was just like, the doctor was like, just ran out of organs. The doctor was like, he has nothing left on reserve. So he just passed away. His body just couldn't handle it anymore. And those were, in researching precision medicine, I was like, this would have been something that could have aided my pop-up, my dad, and also my my Kaya, my goddaughter. So I enjoyed studying precision medicine, and I look forward to this technology, how it's going to advance in the future, and what it will do for going forward for treating cancer, you know, and aiding in, you know, treatments and diagnosis for rheumatoid arthritis.